Dirty. Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. Say, hey. Baby, I got your money. Hey. Dirty. Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. Say, hey. Baby, I got your money. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Women of a Particular Age podcast. I'm Tara Jolly, and this is where we talk about women's views, life lessons, and a little bit of sugar honey iced tea. Y'all, how are you guys doing? It's been a rough 2 weeks, but I am going to tell you this. Sometimes when bad situations happen, sometimes it could be a good, and I want to say that slightly, but I am going to hope through this situation all of us, meaning all of us, start to support each other and come together like butt cheeks. Let me stop playing. So, enough of that. Let's talk. You guys, listen, let me tell you guys something. In the comments about a week or two ago, somebody asked me if my teeth were real. And I was like, ooh, that must mean I must be doing my job. Look at, let me see. Let's see. So for the person who asked me that, let me let you know these teeth are real because you know what? I'll be brushing and I'll be flossing and I'll be going to the dentist on time. Once again, I keep telling you, I'm a woman of a particular age. And listen, God only blesses you with one pair of equipment. And I want to make sure that I I take care of the equipment that he gave me. So before we get started, like, share, and subscribe jollystudios at gmail.com, www.jollystudios.com. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic is technical difficulties. And the reason why we're talking about this, first and foremost, I want you guys to know this has been my fifth time recording this. This has stressed me the heck out. This is probably one of the reasons, which I know is one of the reasons why it took me so long to get on these internet streets. So let's talk about it. All right. So let's talk about these technical difficulties that this woman has had over 50. One of the reasons why it took me so long to get on these YouTube streets was about time. I work full time. And not only do I work full time, but I am a voiceover artist. I have done a couple of gigs and I've done some other things as well. But I'm hoping within the next month or two, I'll be doing my first book. And I'm hoping it'll be the first book for more to follow. But one of the most important things in my life is that I want to make sure that I balance all these things, whether my first job, doing this podcast, which is my second job, and then doing some social media videos, but also too making sure that I take care of my husband because I am a wife. My husband does do public service, and when he comes home, he's very tired because he takes in a lot of energy from other people. So I like to make sure that the house is comfortable when he comes home. So I make sure that the candles are burning. I make sure that the lights are low and dinner is ready. I'm an ambiance girl. So that's what I like to do. And that was one of the reasons why it took me so long to get on here because I didn't know that if I was going to be able to balance all these things. And then one of the things that we talked about was electrical equipment, technical difficulties. Once again, this is my fifth time recording this, my fifth time. But I'm going to tell you, I got up under this table, messed around with the plugs, shaked them, blew on them, prayed on them, shook them, gave them to God. And let's see if this works out. Once again, this has been my fifth time. So I'm going to hope that this works out. I was scared to get on the social media streets is because I didn't think that I would be able to figure these things out. And there is sometimes that I'm stumped on it. But guess what? Google is your friend. Let's talk about one of the other reasons. Fear. I was afraid to get on here because, a lot of people are very critical. And you never know why people get on here. I'm sorry. You never know why people get on here and say the things that they say or make the comments that they make in people's comments section. And I didn't know if I was going to be ready for that. But I feel like I am. You just have to get out here and you have to put yourself out here People are going to make comments, good, bad, or indifferent. And I never mind the criticism. But when you give people comments, just give it to them in love. Don't be so harsh. Sometimes I'm on different people's websites or different people's pods, and I see people say some horrible stuff. So that's not me. I always try to give love. If I know that my comment's not going to be good, guess what? You're not going to know about it. Because sometimes you don't need to share everything that you're talking about. Okay? So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about having ideas to share. I also thought that I was going to have a hard time being able to keep people entertained and having ideas to share. But then I had to keep in my mind that I'm 50 years old. I've lived a half a century and 4 years. And I do have something to share. There's a lot of people that are older out here in these YouTube streets that do what I do. And matter of fact, let me talk about that. Thank you so much to the other popular podcasters. They know who they are, who have reached out to me privately and given me good feedback. And I'm just so happy about that. I appreciate you guys because it's really not easy to get on here and to put yourself out there. So thank you guys so much for even looking at my little podcast and making little comments and telling me things to do. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't have no problem with that because you guys are the big dogs. So, I'm the little dog. So I have no problem with that. So thank you. And last but not least, one of the last reasons why it took me so long to get in these internet streets is death of a loved one. My mother passed away in September of 2022. And my mother was my love of my life. I did everything for her. I took care of her for 22 years. And when she passed away, I was lost. I actually was kind of in a holding pattern. I would say for about 4 months. 4 months I didn't work. I didn't really go out the house. I think the only people that knew that I was struggling was my close friends and my immediate family. I'm not a person that shares a lot. I just don't. I like to help other people. But when it comes down to me, I just like to do me because I already know that when I have issues, I'm going to take it to God. But I did remember what my mother told me. When my mother was passing away, she made sure to let me know that once she's gone, please go ahead and just live your life. Don't sit and moan over me. And even though I did sit and moan over her because I love her and I miss her, I did pick myself up and here you are. This is the person that you're seeing today. So, and I thank God for all those instances or all those situations because I feel that they do make you stronger. All right, all right, all right. Let's get to the movie. Let's get to the movie. So let's talk about the movie that I saw. So, y'all, I saw a wonderful movie on Netflix that was called Carry On. Let's find a picture for y'all with the Carry On. Here we go. Now, y'all, this movie is on Netflix. It is an hour and 54 minutes. Okay. Now, let's talk about the premise of the movie. An airport security officer races to outsmart a mysterious traveler, forcing him to let a dangerous item slip onto a Christmas Eve flight. Ooh. Now, let's talk about the stars of this. We have Ethan Kopech, who is the TSA security. And then we have Sophia Carson, who is his girlfriend in the movie. And she also works at LAX. And then last but not least, Jason Bateman. Y'all, Jason Bateman is one of my favorite actors, and I'll tell you why. He's been in a lot of familiar movies and series and shows. Let's talk about some of them. Let's talk about Ozark. He's also been in Arrested Development. He's been in Horrible Bosses. He's been in, and that's Horrible Bosses 1 and 2, because there's two of them, child. He's also been in Juno. And last but not least, Couples Retreat. Y'all need to go see Couples Retreat. Couples Retreat is hilarious with Faison Love, with that stomach hanging out. Faison, you know you was a mess for that. Okay? Faison didn't care about none of that hanging out. Okay? Now, let's talk about this movie. This movie was exciting, suspenseful. It was a thriller. Of course, the main character was a TSA security agent. He was the underdog, but also it was a race against time. Now, let me set up the movie for you. In the beginning of the movie, you see the TSA security guy and his girlfriend. And what they're doing is they're being dropped off. They're driving and parking at LAX. This was filmed at LAX, y'all. Okay, it was filmed at LAX. And they both work there. And they both give each other a kiss. And they say, okay, we'll see each other later. But they have no clue what is going to happen within this whole day after they kiss each other. You talking about some mess. It is some mess. And you guys, Jason Bateman in this movie, oh wow. He's the mercenary in this movie. Okay. He is funny. He can be funny at times. He can be serious. He can be sarcastic, whether it's funny or not. And also, he can be scary at times. And in this movie, he's scary at times. But I'm going to tell you, if you've never seen Jason Bateman in this movie, it shows that he has a lot of range. Because I'm going to tell you, in Horrible Bosses, he is funny as heck and sarcastic as I don't know what. Every time I see him, it doesn't matter what movie I've seen him in. I really love him and respect him in the movies. He can act his butt off. But in this movie, he is most definitely a badass. He's a badass in this movie. And the movie does end well. And there's a lot of good things that come out good at the end of this movie. So, y'all, if you guys get a chance, please go see this movie because I'm telling you, you guys will love it. So, now listen, you guys, I appreciate you coming and talking with me. Okay. Please, if you can, please like, share, and subscribe. If there's anything else that you guys want to hear or talk me to talk about, let's remember this is Black History Month. Okay. So we want to make sure we celebrate because it's Black History Month. But one thing I do want to leave you is this: we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. You know why? Because I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm bliggity, bliggity, bliggity black, y'all.